Hello, can everybody hear me? Hello? Please, if somebody is online, can we talk? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Morning to us, yeah, I can hear you.
I just want to make sure that our mics are working. So we'll not start the meeting and we'll be looking confused. Good morning, Mr. Bib.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Please, which other person has joined? How many of us are here? We are here. Just say hi or good morning.
I think God's miracle is here. Queen is here. Mustafa is here. Mercy is also here.
I don't know, maybe it's because I'm using this with my phone that I cannot see every other person here, but okay. Since everybody, let's just wait. Let me quickly message Mrs. Umi. Mrs. Umi, are you here?
Mr. Osi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Oyin. Good morning, Kelechi. Good morning, Queen Mustafa. Oyin, please quickly reach out to Mrs. Umi, and I'll also reach out to her. She's supposed to be here by now. It's about time.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for making it early. Let's not forget to make this webinar very interactive. Any other thing will be discussed on our Slack. Thank you, everyone, for joining early.
Thank you.
No, Mustafa, we can't hear you. If you can hear me, write on the chat box.
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. Good morning, Mustafa.
Mostly we can hear you. That's why I wanted everybody to be unmuted so we can know we can hear each other clearly. We can hear you now.
Right.
Welcome.
Thank you. So what's the way forward now?
We're waiting for Mrs. Umi. Please, any other discussion should be discussed on Slack. It's about time. Please, if you want to ask any question or say anything between us, let it be on Slack, because the meeting will soon start.
Okay, so Umi is here. Good morning, Umi.
Morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning. Umi.
Yes, you're still calling me. I'm here.
Mama color. Hey, Jackie.
See, can you mute your mic? Mute your mic.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Mercy. We can hear you. Please mute your mic.
Morning, everybody. So while we were gonna just have to wait a few more minutes for the rest of the participants of the webinar to join. So just be a little bit patient. It's almost 11. So let's just sit tight and hang in there while we get ready to start. Good morning, everybody. Please, can we all mute our mic? Let's just have the speakers because I'm getting feedback from someone's mic. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Our webinar. The topic for today is exploring the power of a beginner's guide to data analysis, understanding data analysis, and then if you're a newbie, you're trying to get into data analysis. So this webinar is for you. It gives you an opportunity to understand what data analysis is about and learn all the tools you're supposed to work with as an analyst, and then what you can do with those tools or knowledge after you've acquired them. So let's just hang tight. We're starting now. Thank you guys very much for joining us, and we'll just give us 1 more minute, then we'll kickstart. Okay, guys. We're ready to start. We have with us today two experts in the field of data analysis. Good morning again, everybody. Our topic for today, like I said earlier, is beginner's guide to data analysis. So we're going to be looking at the different tools of data analysis, how to start as a beginner, and the things you need to know. So we have two experts in the field that are here to guide us through this. So our first guest today is Angud Hanatu. Hanatu is a data analyst and a data scientist. She has years of experience in that field, working both as a data scientist and a data analyst. Then we also have with us today God's Miracle Oluwajuwon, who is also our guest, and he's a data analyst and a data scientist, and he's an expert in his field with years of experience in this field. So Anatu and God's Miracle, God's Miracle, can you say something? Maybe like a brief introduction of yourself.
All right, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm God's Miracle Oluwajuwon, a graduate of computer science from Federal University of Lokoja. Okay, I majored in data analysis, data science, quality number of years of experience. I think this is a very wonderful initiative from the host of this program. It's going to give a guide to upcoming analysts and those who are who will be venturing into this field. So just make sure you sit tight and try to get something out of it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, God's Miracle, for that wonderful introduction. Hanatu, please can you just briefly introduce yourself while we get into it? Hanatu?
Yeah, hi, good morning. So please pardon me for joining in late. I had a little bit of network glitch. Yeah, so my name is Hanatu Angud, and I am a data scientist. And I'm actually passionate about data analysis, data in itself. Well, my story with data goes back to my undergraduate years, but it's just currently in the past 2 years, I've gotten to like really fall in love with data over again, more like reignite the love that once existed. And I'm really excited to be a speaker on this session, and I'm excited to share my insights, my knowledge so far of data, and also to inspire you to pursue a career or just learn it for the sake of growing your own career, So thank you so much for having me on the call.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. This webinar is being recorded.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much, Hannah, for that.
You're welcome.
So, moving ahead, we're going to jump right to it. So, data analysis. Can God's Miracle, Hannatu, can you just give us answer? Let me give you the first question. So we're going to do it like question segments, section by section. So when I ask you a question, then you treat it. Then I ask Hannatu God's Miracle a question, then we treat it. So the whole essence is so that the people that are joining us today can learn more about data science, data analysis, because it is something that we are seeing a lot of questions about, and then we're hearing about how favorable it is. And some people are scared, they think it's something challenging or very difficult. So we just want to throw more light on that. So, Hannah, so for the first question, let me ask, can you explain the importance of understanding data types in data analysis? Like, as a data analyst, right? What is the importance of understanding data types, like your different data category? We're going to jump right into the tough question, guys. So, Hanato.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Well, I might want to throw a little light on what analysis, what data is, and then I proceed to this so that we kind of have like an overview of what we're talking about, right? So data itself, using our secondary school days definition for data, it says data is meaningless, unrefined, raw facts, right? And then we're talking about analysis, which is examining, right? So now making data analysis now means that you're critically analyzing a set of, say, raw, unrefined, meaningless facts to bring out information, to bring out insight, right? So before you're able to do that analysis to bring out insight, to make it an information which is meaningful, and the data types. So now we have various types of data type. So you encounter, so let me use a scenario. Say we are working with a student record, for instance. You have a section that stores the student's name, and then maybe their ID number, their scores, and so on, their department, and so on, right? The format the department or the name is stored cannot be the same as the format the scores are scored, or their ID numbers are saved or stored in the database. So let's take, for instance, the name of the student. They are string data type. They are alphabetical data type, right? So which is a string. So now it will be unusual to encounter number in a column that holds a student's name. Now that's where the understanding data comes in. So you have to understand that, if a student name, you don't save a student name with numbers. So when you see numbers in a section that's supposed to hold student name or maybe department and their course, right, it should draw your attention to, why is this here, right? And so also with the scores. Now with numeric, so then we should say our in numeric format or string, which is what they call them again? String, which is oh my god, yeah, so the alphabetic, yeah, so which is alphabetic format, right? So now also I was saying the numeric data types are divided into section, just as we have our background mathematics. So we have the whole numbers and the decimal point numbers. So again, your ID card, your ID number hardly will be a decimal point number, right? So when you see a section that's supposed to hold student ID and then it's in decimal point, then you should also know that there's something wrong, right? So understanding the data types will now help you to make the right analysis. So you know that, this section maybe is wrong. if you need to verify with your stakeholder or your employer or whoever you're doing the analysis for, then you verify. If the person says, oh, that's a wrong, to delete it, or they give you a corrected format. So not understanding data type will lead you to doing analysis that in the end will be meaningless. Yeah, so I think so you have to particularly like pay attention. You have to really understand data formats and data types so that you will be able to critically do a proper analysis that will be impactful and meaningful to your stakeholder, your organization, or for your academic analysis.
Okay, thank you very much, Hannatu, for that lovely answer. So let me just put it out. If you have questions, you just have to raise up your hand. There's an icon for you to raise your hand or drop it in the chat box, and your question will be addressed to the speaker. So God's Miracle now for our next question. What is the best beginner-friendly tools or software that you will need to start in data analysis? God Miracle. God's Miracle, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, God's Miracle. If you're speaking, you're on mute.
I think the network has hooked God's Miracle somewhere. So Hannatu, can you just take the question if God's Miracle is not available? So what's the best beginner-friendly tool you can use to start your journey as a data analyst?
Okay, thank you again. So the basic tool, the first tool you have to encounter is Excel. Yeah, so Excel is the, well, Excel, you should not, Excel is not as simple as it is, because Excel is like a very versatile tool, and I don't think there's anyone that has known Excel to the core. But then the most friendly tool you should start your analysis journey is Excel. Why I needed to say Excel is very versatile, and no one has exhausted learning the features of Excel, is that a lot of times a lot of people, like when you tell people that, oh, if you want to start data analysis, start with Excel, and like, oh, I know that one already, right? And then you begin to work with them and they realize that, oh, they didn't even know at all. So you're planning to begin a journey into analysis, be rest assured that you should start with Excel, right? You don't know it all, and basically most of the things that a lot of newbies know in Excel are not really so much, but a lot of them want to flaunt, oh, I know Excel already, let's go to the next tool. So having a strong background in the initial tool will really hasten your growth using the other tools. Yeah, so that's it.
So thank you for that beautiful answer, Hannatu. So if you're saying now, if I get you right, since nobody has raised their hand for question, let me ask a question. So you're saying Excel is very versatile, and then it can be difficult for you to learn Excel totally, right? And you would you have to continuously keep learning Excel, but Excel is a good point to start. Is that what you're saying, Hannatu?
Very well, that's true.
Okay, so thank you for that. So God's Miracle just said his network is hanging. We all know how MTN is doing these days, and all the different network providers. So let's just give him a break, and let's just go to your next question. So if a client gives you like a project, right? So what are the common beginner mistakes that people have when they are starting their journey as a data analysis, like the common beginner mistake in data analysis?
Okay. Diving right into visualization, like diving right into analysis. So that's a very huge mistake to do, right? As I said earlier, you need to understand your data types. You need to understand the formatting, right? So say an organization give you data, and then if you dive in writing, so the data are collected. It might not be in an industry that you're familiar with. So you have to understand what are the data saying, right? And then what does the stakeholder or the organization want me to draw out? You don't do analysis based on your own findings and you feel like, oh, this is an important information I have to put out there for the organization. This is an important information I need to put out. No, it has to be what your stakeholder wants. What are their goals for the analysis? What do they want to bring out of that analysis, right? So a particular data can tell 1,001 stories, right? But you need to focus on the immediate need of the organization. So that's after studying your data, right? So it can take you, depend on the data, several days for you to understudy the data itself before you even dive into cleaning and analysis, right? So when you get a data, you need to first study and understand what it's saying, and then also channel your analysis to your stakeholders' analysis goal, not what you want to analyze and give out to them. Yeah, so that will help them to make important decisions that impact their immediate business needs.
So thank you for that. So do we have anybody that wants to ask a question? Any question?
Yes,
Okay,
your hand is
Maha Ahmad, I can see your hand is up. Please, can we give Maha Ahmad the mic?
Hello, good morning.
Maha, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
No,
So what's the right pronunciation? Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okoro.
Okoro. Okay, so please go ahead.
So why she said if an organization gives you, let's say, a project to do, that you need to understand the immediate needs of the data. So my question now is, how do someone understand the immediate needs of the data? That's my question.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah, I didn't get your name, but okay. So I said you need to understand the immediate need of the business, right? So you need to understand, does the business want to check their HR analytics, how staff behave, or do they want to check their product performance? You don't want to bring analysis that is talking about product performance while they want to analyze and see the performance of their staff. Now, you would not know. That is why you need to, one of the soft skills for being a data analysis is communication. A business will not just hand over its data to you and say, go and analyze. They will tell you, this is what we want to achieve. This is what we are looking for. This is our aim for this analysis. So from their aim of the analysis, aim or goals of the analysis, then you channel your analysis towards that. If eventually in the course of your analysis, you see that, oh, this is a very important information I need to put out there for them, that becomes a secondary analysis. You give them what they ask for first and tell them that, okay, while I was analyzing, I also saw this thing. So you can also check, look into it, right? So the goal of the analysis, not the goal of the data, the goal of the analysis, the company's goal from the analysis, what they want to achieve.
I thank you. I understand now.
Thank you, Hannatu.
Hi, please confirm if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, but we're just hearing like a background noise or something. So our next, should we go to the next question? Do we have any other question or okay? So let's just go to the next question and then we take a break. God's Miracle, are you back? Hello, God's Miracle. Okay, so the next question is for you. I just need to know you're back. If you can say hello, it would help.
If God's Miracle is not back yet, I have a question for Hannatu.
Okay, go ahead, Habib Makaiva.
Yes, Hannatu, thank you for your insightful answers. So I'm going to take you back to a previous question that was asked concerning beginner tools for when diving into data analysis, right? So you spoke about Excel. Are there any other tools that can be utilized in analyzing data as a beginner, or a beginner should learn while getting into the field of data analysis?
Okay, thank you again for asking. Yeah, there are a lot of tools for analysis. Now, let me say, learning a skill, right? A lot of the tools are your translation of your learned skill. So for instance, you learn how to use Excel perfectly. When you're going to a tool like Power BI, you're going to translate those same skills, your analytical skills, with using the tool. So the tools are not really what makes you a good analyst. Your skill, being a skilled analyst, is what makes you a good analyst. So why I'm saying this is because a lot of people focus on learning tools, and in 1-2 years they are just learning tools, and they are not focused on developing themselves as analysts. Right. So I'm saying this so that you know that there are a lot of tools, but focus on the background, focus on the initial skill, right? Then you just translate it into your next tools that you're going to use. So that another problem where I see people using a lot of, like, just focusing on learning tools is jobs recruitment, right? So you see a lot of job recruitments with descriptions having the applicant has to learn this tool. So you now feel like, oh, for me to be hired as an analyst, I have to learn this tool. No, focus on one tool. Then you can always translate that skill from Excel to Power BI. Translate Power BI to Tableau, translate Tableau to Looker, and you just keeps going on. So there are a lot of other tools which I've mentioned them in the course of this explanation.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much, Hanatu.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So does that answer your question, Mr. Habib?
Yes, it
Are you
does.
satisfied? Okay, so thank you very much. So Hanatu, I have our next question for you. Ready? So the next question is how do you decide the different data visualization techniques that you're supposed to use? How do you know if you should use bar chart or scattered plot or heat map? Like, as with my experience in data analysis, so sometimes you want to visualize something, and then how do you know which tool or chart is the best thing for you to use to do your visualization?
Okay, so there are things you need to know. You still now takes you back to your data types. So you need to consider, are you if I am visualizing a categorical data, right? Data that is in categories. So let's say we are checking for students in different houses, right? So we are checking how many students are in different sport houses, maybe red, green, yellow. So it's easier to use things like pie chart, bar charts. So it just gives you a categorical segmentation of those data, or you can decide to use things like bar chart, so it gives you a chart, graphical and visuals. But if you're looking at things like trend, so you want to measure things that have happened over time, then you use line graphs are the best to use. And then also if you're checking to see things, relationships, so you want to see what is the relationship between those who are earning high money and those who high income and those who are maybe educated or something, then maybe you might want to use a scatter plot, to see relationships and all that. So so again, analysis is not just about visualization and tool. You need to read. So I think most times analysis promotes, when you see these adverts for learning analytics and all, most times the tools are actually the ones being promoted. And I feel people are now being taught just the tool without, the real analysis, skill. You just like, so you need to read to know why a particular thing is happening in a particular way, or why you need to do a certain thing in a certain way, not just the tools, Excel, Power BI, and Tableau, Python, and the rest. No. So there's more to analysis than just tools.
So, according to what Hannatu said, you need to have more knowledge so that you can better understand what tools or charts to use to visualize your data. Okay, so thank you very much, Hannatu, for that question. So what we'll be doing now is we'll be going on 2 minutes water break so that our speakers can take a glass of water and refresh their voice. So, Tuyosi, please kindly take over.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Everyone hear me? Good morning, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you, Jesse. Good morning.
Okay, so yeah, so it's been an insightful webinar so far. So my name is Ogudobi Omotoyosi, Communications Officer here at Code Lab, and I'm so thrilled this morning that we've all joined the webinar today. As we all know, the purpose of this webinar is to dive into the exciting world of data analysis, and I hope you've been enriched by the information that our speaker has been giving so far. So at CodeLab Educare, we go beyond data analysis, right? We offer a wide range of courses, which includes digital marketing, data science, web development, UI, UX design, and so many more. Please don't forget to raise your hand if you have any questions at all. You can always use the hand icon on your screen. Please sit back and enjoy the rest of the webinar. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Theosi, for that. I can see we have a hand raised. Lawrence Oedibo. Sorry, I'm really terrible with names. I'm so sorry. But Lawrence, please can you kindly ask your question now before we start? Is Lawrence here?
So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Lawrence.
Hello.
I can hear you, Lawrence.
Hello.
Lawrence, we can hear you, though the network provider is doing quite a number on our internet service today. So, but I can hear you. You might want to speak up a little bit louder. Oh, I'm guessing Lawrence network is disturbing you. So maybe Lawrence, you can drop your question in the chat box and then I will get to it later. So let's continue the session. God's Miracle, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, we missed you there. I guess the network snatched you away from us. So can you just take us through the things you can do with your knowledge as a data analyst? Like, what can you do? What are the job opportunities out there for you as a data analyst? Please, can we just get a quick talk on that? Thank you.
All right. All right. If I can hear you right, you were asking. You asked what are the opportunities one can get.
God's Miracle, we can't hear you. Okay, so God's Miracles network is not letting us tap from his wealth of knowledge this morning. So, but can you, everyone else, hear me though? Okay, we have a raised hand. Lawrence, your hand is raised again. Okay, so go ahead and ask your question this time around.
Oh, okay. If he's having challenge speaking, you could just type in the chat box.
Yes, that's what I advise. So you can drop your message in the chat box, Lawrence, if you can't, if your network is not allowing you to talk, so that we can get moving and then we don't keep everybody waiting. Okay, so God's Miracle, are you here? Are you ready to answer the question? Network is holding all our speakers. So
Okay, hello,
So,
Umi. Hello, Umi. Okay, so while God's Miracle is having that challenge, let me attempt to answer that question. And then maybe Hanatu can
Please,
add
can you
to
hear
it.
me now?
yes, we can hear you, God's Miracle.
All right, so I had to just switch the network. Okay, so if I may, if I understand you, you said what are the opportunities one can get in the field of data analysis. Okay, data analysis is quite data analysis is quite a broad field where individuals have opportunities to harness several skills. All right. So one of the skills data analysts should have is the
We're
skill of
getting a feedback from
visualization.
you, God's
Whether
Miracle. Please, can you maybe one of your device? I think we're getting a feedback from you.
all right, can you hear me now?
Much now. So go ahead.
All right, I said a data analyst possesses several skills, or is expected to possess several skills. Skills like visualization, skills like data cleaning, skills like getting insights and trends when given data, just like the first speaker said. All right, as a data analyst, there are opportunities you have opportunities in several sphere of our work life. Yeah, so as a data analyst can work in a bank, he or she can have a bank as client. He or she can also analyze data for healthcare, for hospitals. He or she also can analyze data for education, for the educational sector. So as a data analyst, there are several opportunities for you. Data is an ongoing aspect of life, something that is continuous. So everyone wants to get insight. Everyone wants to know what he or she has to do to improve a particular aspect of their business. So data analysts have good opportunities. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Thank you very much for that. So, retracing what you said data analysts can actually work in various fields and they have a lot of opportunities open to them. They can work in the bank, in the health sector, in the NGO, non-governmental organizations. They can work anywhere because data is an important aspect of what we do because we all need insights from what we're doing so that we will know how to upgrade and improve ourselves in what we do. So thank you very much for that, God's Miracle. So my next question is still for you. We are trying to make up for the time you missed. What would you say is the role, like the tools like Excel, Python, or Power BI play in analyzing data? So what roles would you say Excel, SQL, Power BI play in analyzing data?
All right. These tools, they serve different purposes, and for beginners, of course, we always want them to start learning using Excel because Excel is perfect for small data sets and gives you the liberty to make quick calculations and basic visualizations. So Excel is one of the tools. From there, we take them to Python. So Python is excellent for automating tasks and handling larger data sets. So if you want to also apply advanced techniques like machine learning, you will also have to be proficient in Python. So from Excel to Python, then down to Power BI or Tableau. The Power BI and Tableau, they are beautiful tools because they create Code Lab Institute. We are so in love with the Power BI tool because it just automatically generates insights, gives you suggestion on how to make a visualization. So Power BI Tab Leader are very wonderful tools here. Then SQL also. Databases. So there might be databases that there might be a database that contains over maybe 1 million records. So what you need to do, what you use to retrieve such records from databases, from that particular database, sorry, is MySQL SQL. So each of these tools, they complement each other. So for example, you can use Excel to clean your data first, then you use Python to analyze that data, then use Power BI to create that.
Hello, God's Miracle.
Yeah, hello.
So
Hello.
we got that. What were you? What were you?
Okay.
So thank you very much for that. So you said we can use Excel to clean and visualize data. We can use Python and to clean data, right? I'm trying to retrace what you said. And we can use SQL to clean data. We can use Power BI to visualize data. Do you have
SQL use it to retrieve data. Okay, continue, please.
Sorry, you are saying something. Go ahead.
I said SQL. What I said is that SQL, we use it to retrieve filter data from large databases. So that's what SQL does, basically for retrieving and filtering data based on several options. Yeah, like
Okay,
querying your
data query.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank
continue.
you very much. Thank you very much. So I have a follow-up question for that. So if you're let's say you have a data you're preparing, can you take us through a step-by-step the steps you follow in preparing a data set for analysis? What do you do? What's your step process? Let's see what you do. Let's see the magic you work and how you work your magic.
Is it just getting the data set or trying to analyze the data set? What am I doing exactly?
You're just giving the steps on how you pick your data, you access your data, you clean them, you visualize, you analyze. Right. So let's hear the steps, how you do them.
So now I just want to point something out. You know, we have another instance, data analytics. So most times we normally mistake one for the other. Data analysis, data analytics. So data analytics is mainly the main thing because data analytics has to do with you getting your data sets, cleaning your data sets, visualizing it, getting trends and insights. So the right word there is data analytics. Now, as a data analyst, if I'm being given a job, let's say a supermarket wants me to check which particular day they sell the most, or which particular product they sell the most. The first thing I'm going to do is to get the data sets from them. And normally, and mostly, this data set comes in Excel worksheets. So Excel worksheet is we have .csv, which is the comma separated values, or .xlsx, that's the format for the Excel. So when they give you that, for example, when they give you that, the next stage is to clean your data set. So you take your data set. If you're using Excel also, you check for duplicate values, make sure your columns are in order. The first speaker talked about data types. Make sure the column for dates should not be a string data type, should be dates. Should be a date specifically for dates. Then the columns that are taking numerical values, either integers or float, should also be specifically for that. So after making sure you do the basic cleaning, you also go to what we call the data exploration. Maybe you want to now see if they are missing. If you now check to see the relationships between one column with another column. Okay, let's see the difference, the relationship between a female, for example, and the price of things she gets, or what sort of the product she gets. So after doing that, you can now make your basic visualization. You draw a line chart, a bar chart. Then I was talking to my students on Friday. I told them the final step, making your report. So making your report is going to be based on the objectives and aims of your clients. So also that is going to be based on how intelligent you are. That's why if you give two data analysts a job, once the first each of them, maybe both of them may not give you the same results or the same analysis because of maybe their how sound they are. So when you make this plotting, when you plot these charts and check for the relationships among the columns, and so you should be able to now give a detailed report based on what you've seen or based on what you've observed. You don't just make intuitions, you don't just make formulations. No, whatsoever you are giving to them is going to be based on what you've recorded or based on what you've visualized. And after that, you can now give an advice if you are now being a business analyst. Thank you
very much for that answer. Beautiful answer. But while you were talking, someone asked the question, said, what is Power BI? Can you just throw more light on that?
Power BI, short form for that BI is business intelligence. It's an intelligence tool that visualizing of data. It gives you wonderful tools to create dashboards, check relationships between tables and the rest. So it's just a tool mainly for visualization. So let that person come to CodeLab. We'll brush him or her up and show them how to use Power BI. Thank you.
David, reader. So they said another question for you now is what importance is data analysis in a business or company? That's the next question for you to answer.
All right. It's very, very important because when you analyze data, you'll be able to now make decisions. I'll give an instance. Let's say you join the university your first semester result was bad. Your second semester result was bad for the first team. And you are now being advised by your course advisor that if you don't step up, you will be pulled out from the university. No one will tell you to step up. You definitely have to step up. So that your course advisor have analyzed your previous result and see that, oh, by 200 level, if you don't step up, you'll be pulled out. So as a data analysis is very, very important in businesses because if you want to identify your strengths or the weaknesses of your business, you have to analyze whatsoever data you can find that is attached to your business, right? So data analysis better decisions, of course. It helps you to know your strengths, know where to put more efforts, know what particular source you need to cut off, or know what is not really relevant for you. So that's what I have to say for now about that.
Thank you very much for that beautiful answer. So data analysis is very important in everything you do. And as a business person, we need to get that review from time to time or as an individual. So, Hanatsu, are you still with us?
All right, Umi, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I want to throw this question to both guest speakers we have today because getting very insightful answers from them. But so if I want to go into data analysis, I think there's something key Mod Miracle mentioned in one of his previous answers. He said you can give two data analysts a job to do, and then one will be the one's output will be more detailed, in one word, better, right? So as a data analyst, I ask or someone aspiring to be a data analyst, a question that will come to mind is, what kind of background do I need to have? What kind of, now the question is in two parts. What kind of background do I need to have to achieve being a very sound quality data analyst, right? And what kind of characteristics? Because yes, we can talk about skills, right? But you said something about intelligence. So what kind of characteristics do I need to possess as a data analyst to, be the best I can be in such field? I don't know if you understand the question. And I'm throwing this question to both speakers here.
So, Hannatu, can you please answer for us first? Then we push it to God's miracle.
Okay. So if I get you right, you're asking what are other skills apart from the technical tools that will enable you excel in the analytics field, right?
Yes, that's the second part of the question. The first part is, what kind of background do I need to go to a university and study maybe statistics, computer science, economics, or what kind of background do I need to have to excel, to do very well in this field? That's the first part. The second part is what you said. What kind of, characteristics as a person, as an individual, do I need to have to produce very good output in my field of work as an aspiring data analyst?
Okay, that's a very great question, right? So background, you don't necessarily need a special background, right? Provided you have a substantial knowledge of mathematics. And then, yes, your knowledge of statistics is going to be very important, right? But you don't necessarily need to go any degree first and then come back. Once you are a learner, you're open to learn. You are, I tell people that the data field, not just analytics, data itself is a very broad field. And for you to excel in it or to be outstanding in it, right, you need to study. Because, for instance, no two data are the same. So for each data you get, you're faced with different challenges. And then there are instances where you might need to derive some statistics calculation in order to achieve a result. Deviations, your mean, standard means of distribution, square root errors, and the whole lots of that. But more of that when you're advancing to machine learning. Sorry, I think someone's mic is echoing back. Okay, so more of that. So when it comes to background, you don't necessarily need a special background, right? Just be open to learning, have a basic understanding of mathematics, a substantial level to a substantial level, and then you have to be have an eye for details, because in this case you're looking through unrefined information, unrefined data. So you need to be able to have that eye to pick out important information. It's like you're cleaning a room, right? You need to be detailed enough to see that angle behind is not clean. There are some dust there. You need to clean it out, right? And then Sorry, it was the second part that was this. What's the second part again?
Yeah, so the second part is what characteristics as a data analyst will make me excel well in the field.
Okay, I think I've partly answered. So yeah, you have to be detail oriented. You have to be a good communicator. You will likely work in teams. You will need to work with stakeholders, right? So you have to have that feedback loop. Oh, I noticed this. Do I need to drop it or do I need to edit it? You don't take it. So for instance, a couple of months ago on LinkedIn, I was reading through someone's story. I think he was working for a financial institution. So there's this thing, outliers. So outliers are like spike in difference between the range of information. So let's say we're taking student records, and ideally the records are between 0 to 100, and then this person has 1001 or 110, right? So that's outlier, like it's outside the normal range of the distributions, right? So he saw this and deleted it and did his analysis. But that was a very huge mistake, and that led him to lose his job. Why? He didn't reach back to his employer or the stakeholder that contracted him to say, oh, this is what I found out. What next? Is it something that we need to navigate, or is it an information? So right now, that outlier now in the banking sector, it could be that someone was trying to play smart or played smart and withdrew, a certain number or transferred a certain amount, right? So if you don't have that feedback loop, which is having a very good communication skill to be able to reach out, and you also have to be collaborative, be able to work in team and share your findings, reach out to people and say, okay, I'm stuck in this place. What do you think? I don't know this tool. I discovered this particular thing with my data. How do you think I can, work around it, right? So because you can't actually learn in isolation. You can't work in isolation. You need a team to work with. So you need to have a good communication skill. You need to be detail oriented. You need to still have some level of mathematical background that will help you to navigate your analysis. So whatever I've forgotten, I am very sure God's will add to that.
Thank you very much, Anatu. That was a very detailed answer.
Thank you very much, Hannatu, for that answer. So we're coming towards almost the end of our program. In order not to hold you guys any longer, God's Miracle, I have one question for you, and I think that's a question that is on everybody's mind. God's Miracle, what is the difference between data analysis and data science? And secondly, are they related, or is one the beginning of the other? So we have these common misconceptions from people. So we would like you to kindly help us clear that. God's Miracle, are you with us? Hello, God's Miracle.
Yeah, hello.
Did you get my question?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Did you get my question?
No, I did not, please.
So the question is, what are the common misconceptions about data analysis and data science? Are they the same thing, or are they similar, or is one the beginning of the other? We get people asking these questions from time to time, and we would like you to just throw some light on that. And God's Miracle, please, we're getting feedback from your end. I don't know why.
All right. If I heard you right, you someone wants to know the difference between data analysis and data science, right?
Yes, that's it.
All right. All right. So data analysis is the beginner's first step in understanding what he or she should do with data. Um, Data analysis, like we've been talking, you need to have your data first, get your data, you clean it, you make visualizations and the rest. But data analysis is just, hello?
Can hear you, God's miracle. Go ahead.
All right. All right, so data analysis is just a sub um, item under the data science scope. All right, so data science is the warehouse, the full house under data science. Data analysis. In data analysis, all you need to do is to um, get your data, make visualizations, and make insights based on what you've seen. But in data science, you now have to take that your data after making visualizations, looking for insights. You now have to use that, train a model. You now train a model in data science. You train a model, then that model will now be able to give you maybe a prediction. Okay, in the year 2040, if I follow this, if my business follow the way it's going, will I be bankrupted? Will I? So that's data science for you. When you now start building models to to align with the basic visualization or the basic you've done using your data analysis.
Okay, thank you, God's miracle, for the answer, for throwing more light on that. So, but Ade, you said data science, data analysis is like a starting point, and then data science is more is more advanced, right? Do they use
Yes.
some similar tools, like the tools you learn as a data analyst? Will you get to use it as a data scientist too?
Okay, yes. In data analysis, I talked about Python, right? As one of the skill for data analysis. And as a data scientist, also you will also be using Python to train your models, to build your models. Yeah. So the basic skills for data analysis, like we said, sorry, is Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI. But in data science, you now have to have programming skills, basically programming skills, Python, R, or Java. All right. I just want to also say something else. Sorry, add something on the first question that you asked. In data analysis, all you need to do is to just focus on examining your data. But in data science, you now have to build models and algorithms. And this model and algorithms can't be done using maybe Excel or Power BI. No, you have to use programming languages like Python and R to uncover hidden patterns in maybe, as I remember, I said in Python helps us to work on large or complex data sets. So that is where this comes into play. So you have to use Python. In data science. Use Python. Use R. We uncover hidden patterns. Then we develop an AI system. So all these is programming. So in data science, it's like an upskilling of data analysis. Data analysis will give you the basic statistics and visualization skills, how to write reports and the rest. For data science, you now have to have an advanced knowledge of these statistics and how to deploy your models, how to build your models, how to use TensorFlow, PyTorch, and pandas, and the rest. Right. That's it. I don't know if that answered the question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, God's Miracle. So, Hannatu, we have a question for you. It says, giving two data analysts the same data, can they come up with different outcome? If yes, why? Hannatu, did you get the question?
Yes, I did. And yes, they can. Why can they come out to different? Why can they come out to different outcomes? So let me still use the scenario of cleaning a room. Giving two persons the same room to clean. You cannot come and meet, like you cannot have the same results, right? So because our attention to details differ. Yes, we might be working on a particular goal, right? We are working on the same goal, but our detailing, our how to draw out insights may differ. Now, the difference might not really be substantial, right? So that's might not really be like a very substantial difference that will ruin the business if both of them are, you know, well-trained or advanced analysts. The difference might not really be so different, but of course, it's very possible for the two of them to have different outcomes. One of the ways is your dashboard presentation can never be the same. I might decide to use a different kind of chart for a different analysis, right? So you will definitely have something slightly different.
Adenike, does that answer your question? Can we just get a thumbs up if it answers your question? Okay, yes. Adenike says yes, you answer her question. So we have another question, Hannatu, since we have you here, so that you just go ahead and answer it. So how long does it take to learn data analysis?
Learn in 3 weeks and become a millionaire. That's actually lie. That's actually lie. So there are a lot of online training institutes that will claim to, you know, they learned in 2 weeks, they learned in 1 week, and now they are earning in dollars. Data is not a 1-day job. It's not a 2 weeks job. Of course, you can get introduced in 3 weeks, right? To get the foundational knowledge. Now, building on that foundational knowledge, you don't totally learn data. Like you don't totally learn data analysis, right? So for instance, as I told you earlier, no two data are the same. I could work on a particular data. I'm like, oh my God, I've encountered my worst and the highest level of data analysis challenge. I know that if I get another data, I will be able to use this my experience to walk it through. That's a total lie. You get the next data and you're like, oh my God, where is this coming from? Right? So data, taking a path in data, deciding to specialize in data is a lifelong learning. Yes, you can get introduced in a month, in 3 months, right, to get the foundational knowledge, but it's a lifelong learning. You don't stop learning when your goal is to specialize in data analysis.
So thank you.
A follow-up question to that, right? Just like you said and agreed, data cannot be learned totally, right? But at what point can someone say, okay, I think I'm good enough for the job market. I have done so, I have learned so, and maybe done something, and I'm ripe enough to, provide value to organizations and, companies out there.
Okay. Again, my own personal perspective, and I think a couple of other persons might share with me on this, right? There is no time metrics for that. Your skill, what you're able to showcase that tells that you've learned this skill, it's what measures. So let's say I'm taking a boot camp, maybe a 1 month boot camp, and in the course of the boot camp, I'm practicing extensively. I get to maybe talk to one of my person in the neighborhood who runs a business and get their data, and then I analyze. I'm analyzing, I'm reaching out to my facilitator. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm doing. You're learning and you're practicalizing, right? So maybe in the course of that 1 month, you're able to totally finish and you deploy. Now that has given you a lot of confidence that you can go out to the world and say, I'm a data analyst, and you start taking paid gigs, right? Now it's another scenario for another person who is learning for a year or 6 months or 3 months. You just attend class, and after class, you close your laptop and you move. You finish, you get your certificate, and you go to LinkedIn and post, hey, I'm a data analyst, I graduated, this. You can even take more than one programs and have 3, 4, 5 certificates from different platforms, right? But then you don't have the practical skill. Even you within yourself, you will not be confident. You're only a data analyst, maybe on social media or by mouth. But when someone calls you and say, I have this data analysis job for you, only you will say, I've not actually done any practical work, or I don't think I'll be able to handle it. So there is no time metrics. You are the determinant of how fast you get into the labor market.
Like what Hannatu said, there's no time frame for being that you need to learn data analysis, but I think learning is a continuous process, right? You are always learning, and as that, it's a process in life that it doesn't stop. So we all have to learn. So Lawrence, I can see your hand is up. Is your network good? And are you ready to answer the question? Ask your question. So Hannatu, if Lawrence asks his question, please go ahead to answer since we have you here. Lawrence, are you with us? Your hand is up.
So Lawrence, you can unmute yourself and speak.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my question is, I say about machine learning. Is this machine learning part of data science or it's on its own? That's my question.
Okay, I think God's Miracle should answer that.
Okay.
God's Miracle, if you're here, please can you give that question an answer? Okay, it seems God's Miracle is not here. Hannatu, do you want to give the question a shot?
Okay. So machine learning, data science, they work together, right? So data science is building predictive models, right? And then you use machine learning to build that models. So you rely on machine learning to build the models. So they are together. They are together.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
Okay, yeah. God's Miracle.
Yeah. Okay. So machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence, which is also a subfield of data science, right? in some instances, machine learning can function at its own field, especially when you want to apply it in AI-centric areas like maybe robotics, natural language processing, or computer vision. But generally, machine learning is normally categorized under data science. So data science is just a large warehouse, like I said, that contains different fields: statistics, mathematics, computer science, visualization skills, predictive modeling, and also machine learning also. So to be a machine learning expert, you need to have basic knowledge on data cleaning, EDA, that's exploratory data analysis. Then you also have to have knowledge on Python and R and the rest. So machine learning normally it's focused more on building models, optimizing their performances and the rest. And I think if you are interested in going that route, I think you should check it out. It's good. Thank you.
I also want to give that question a shot, Umi, if you give me some few minutes, right? And our speakers have rightly said, yeah. Hello, Umi, were you saying something?
And go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So to expatiate on what our speakers have said, so machine learning is on the basic, right? Is machines learning essentially. It's allowing the computers understand. So it's like human intelligence, right? We, as you know, when you're a baby, you start to grow, you are taught to walk, you're taught how to talk and how to do different things, right? That is how human develops intelligence, through our experience, through information. Actually, you get what you see, hear, smell, you get to develop intelligence from that. It's the same thing, but moving on to computers right now, trying to make computers understand. So God's Miracle talked about models, right? So when you develop these algorithms and models, you feed them to machines, or you give them to machines. Let me not use big grammar. I'm trying to simplify it for you beginners. You give them to computers so that computers could use these models to learn from data, right? So a very good example of this, a very wide example of how machines can learn and output by themselves autonomously is ChatGPT. We can go to a lot. I believe all of us should know ChatGPT is one of the most popular implementations of AI machine learning data science, right? So you ask ChatGPT a question and it answers you much like a human. Why it does that is because they've given their machine a model to learn from experiences, information, a large data set of Twitter, social media, everything. They pass that data set and they pass it model. So the computer now has a model, a form of learning, and it has that information to learn. So the computer can now give you intelligent answers as you ask. So again, going back to your question, machine learning is about feeding those models God's Miracle talked about. It's giving computers, developing those algorithms and models for computers to be able to learn from data, which goes back to data analytics. So you feed it data. Data science is mostly about coming up with models and algorithms. Data analysis is the data, you grabbing the data, just like God's Miracle said earlier. And then the whole process of machine learning is giving these models to machines to learn. I don't know if that answers your questions, Lawrence. I hope it does. You can give a thumbs up if you need more.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Umi.
Okay, so we have a last question. Our last question for today from David. David is asking, he wants to start his journey on machine language, so machine learning. So how should he go about it? I think it's similar to the question Lawrence asked, but can we just throw a more light on it briefly, please. God's Miracle, can you answer that for us?
All right. Yeah, if I get you right, you said he wants to start a journey on machine learning, right? So, like what Mr. Habib said, machine learning is just building models and fitting those models into a machine and making sure that machine learns, train and test. Okay, so you need to have basic knowledge on Python, um, and on the libraries, Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Scikit, and the rest. Then you have to understand that we have different types of machine learning. We have supervised, we have unsupervised, and we have the reinforcement learning. Okay, and all just if I'm to take you on a 6-month course on data science, then I think we are using 3 months of that course is going to be on machine learning. So all you need to do if you want to make machine learning to signify your interest, because it's not mostly what you can learn on YouTube. You need to take a course and have a mentor that will give you the step-to-step approach on understanding this. But just like I just said, you need Python, you need to have basic knowledge on Python and the libraries, Seaborn, Matplotlib, Pandas, and the rest. Then supervised learning, know what supervised learning means, unsupervised learning, what reinforcement learning is, then know how to use algorithms to train your models, go into deep learning and the rest of that. So I don't know if that answers your question. It's a large lot. It's a whole lot of step, but I think in 6 months there's a time frame for that. In 6 months you can have your portfolio built and you can have up to 4 projects done on machine learning. Thank you.
I hope that answers your question, David. And thank you all, guys, to our guests and the speakers and all the attendees. Thank you, guys, for taking out time to come with us. And importantly, I want to say something. So I need to say something about boot camp and how you can learn to get your beginner's knowledge before you start. CodeLab is starting her boot camp in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks time. This boot camp will serve as an introductory learning opportunity for you if you want to learn data analysis or data science or web development or digital marketing, UI, UX. It's an introductory class for you to taste the water and understand, okay, if it's something you want to commit to, if it's something that you actually, sometimes people commit to learning something without actually tasting or getting to understand the field that they want to learn or they are diving into. So we at CodeLab are giving you that opportunity to learn prior to when you to have like a basic knowledge of what you want to commit to. This gives you an upper hand so that you can actually either continue on the journey or you back out on them, find a different direction. Because in our previous boot camp, we had some students joining multiple courses because they're trying to find their footing. And at the end of the day, they were able to discover that, okay, it's like I am better as a data analyst, or I am better as a data scientist, or maybe web development is what I need to do. So that's why we're organizing this bootcamp. And if you need more information, you can always reach out to us on any of our social media handle or our website. You can call our official line or reach out to us through our email at codelab.educare@gmail.com. That's codelab.educare@gmail.com, or our Instagram, which is codelab.educare, or our TikTok handle or Facebook. We're available anywhere to answer your question all the time. So thank you guys so much for all your time, the questions asked, the time spent, and everything. We sincerely enjoyed having you guys here with us and being a part of our journey. So thank you very much for that. And yes, so Toyosi, I would hand over to you, and then so that we can call it a day.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. In fact, I've really learned a lot, and I want to believe a lot of us too have learned a lot from this webinar. Thank you so much to our speakers, for everyone who attended. Thank you. Our uncle have really said a lot, like Miss Anatu said about bootcamp. Bootcamp is a program that can really help you to like get that introductory knowledge about whichever course you want to learn. And in our bootcamp training, we'll be offering courses like data analysis, digital marketing, UI UX design, web design, WordPress, and each of those courses will be going for 20,000 naira. That's a very, very affordable price, and I don't think we can even get that anywhere. So if you know somebody that might be interested, or if you're interested to learn any of these courses I just mentioned, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can always reach out to us with the number I'm about to call right now. You can reach us on 081 I'll take the number again. For those that want to send us a message on WhatsApp or call us, you can reach us on this number 081 And if you want to reach us on Instagram, please, on Instagram is CodeLab Institute with no space in between. On Instagram, it's CodeLab Institute with no space in between. So please don't forget to follow our social media pages too. But on Instagram, it's CodeLab Institute with no space in between. On TikTok, it's CodeLab Educare. On X, yes, on X, I think it's also CodeLab Educare. But on Instagram, it's CodeLab Institute with no space in between. It's been an awesome time with every one of us here. Thank you all so much for attending. If you have any questions that you want to, and please, our website is currently undergoing maintenance right now, so you might not be able to reach us on our website. That is why I'm calling out the number, just in case anyone wants to send a message or you want to call our customer rep. I'll be taking the number again. If you want to reach us, you can reach us on 081 Please do not hesitate to ask any questions about these courses I just mentioned. Like I said again, we're taking it again. We'll be offering courses on our bootcamp program. We're offering courses like data analysis, digital marketing, UI UX, web design, WordPress, for just 20,000 naira for each of the courses. We had lots of testimonials from the last bootcamp we had. It was an amazing experience with the last students that graduated from the bootcamp program. So we're looking forward to see everyone to join our bootcamp program. And we also have our full-time course. Our next cohort is I think it's by March, where you can take our full courses, also on digital marketing, data science, data analysis, web development, UI UX. But you can start with the bootcamp program right now, so you can, like Mrs. Umi said, so you can be able to find your feet to know which one you'll be interested in. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us. It's been an awesome time with every one of us. Thank you all so much for attending this meeting. So from my end, and that will be all. So Mr. Abib, I just wanted to finalize on this, and so we can call it a day. Thank you all so much.
All right, thank you very much, Toyosi, and thank you very much to our speakers today and our Umi, our host. I think they did a very good job. It was a very insightful session where I myself learned a lot. So I'm quite certain that everybody who is an attendee here at least learned a thing or two, and hopefully was inspired to want to try out data analytics and data science as a career moving forward. And as Toyosi has said, we offer courses for this at CodeLab. So if you want to dabble into data science or data analytics, you can actually give CodeLab a try. I promise you, we'll give you all you need as foundational knowledge to be successful in that career path. So thank you everyone again. Thanks for the time. I know it's not easy, on a weekend, taking the time to be in a session like this. But thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Okay, bye. Thank you guys. Bye, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And then we'll see you again next month, where we'll be coming back with our webinar with a different topic, different set of speakers, but the same host. Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and catch you all later. Bye.
Bye.